The Oregon Trail, first released in 2010 as a browser game, and later being expanded and releasing on various platforms. The complete edition is now available on PC, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch. And the complete edition will run you $9.99 on all platforms. The Oregon Trail is very much a parody of the Oregon Trail, which is a game that doubtlessly everyone played when going to school. The Oregon Trail seeks to parody and very much ape the style of earlier versions of the Oregon Trail, such as you might have played on the Commodore 64 or Apple II. But anyway, the game starts and there's been a zombie apocalypse of some description. You are on the east coast of the United States, and apparently the only safe zone is all the way on the west coast. So you select your character, all of which are references to zombie movies. Name the other people that are coming with you, and you set off on a coast-to-coast drive, where you will have to manage your resources. And you will stop at various locations along the way. At these locations, you can trade your resources around, sometimes buy an upgrade for your car, or maybe see a doctor. And at virtually every location, there will be some kind of job you can elect to do. And sometimes more than one. Doing jobs is a bit of a gamble, because if you do them successfully, you will be rewarded. If you fail, you only have things to lose. So definitely pay attention to how dangerous the job is. Of course, between your various locations, a lot of random things can happen. The people you're traveling with can become ill or get injured. You can encounter any number of very bad things, and a seemingly small number of good things. And of course, everything you encounter, for good or ill, will undoubtedly be a reference to a zombie movie. Because at the end of the day, this is just Oregon Trail, except with a bunch of zombie movie references. And you really feel that with how resource management is. As you never know exactly what you're going to need, because you don't know what's going to happen along the way. Will you need to have 3 extra mufflers for your car? Probably not, but it's not impossible that you'll encounter a need for 3 mufflers. And it's all random. You might go a whole game without anyone getting seriously injured, making any medkits you bought completely pointless. And you can literally say that for any resource except for food and fuel, as you will consistently need food to feed your people, and fuel to keep your car going. And to be clear, that's not a complaint on my part. The random nature of what can happen is exactly what keeps you coming back to this game and games like it. Because yeah, you can sit there and plan as logically as you want to, thinking you have every base covered. But the game can always throw you a curveball that you are not prepared for. And it can surprise you for a very long time with new things. So is Oregon Trail, Complete Edition, worth your time and money? Well, at a price of only $10, yes, absolutely it is. As this is one of those endlessly replayable games. Especially if you are a fan of zombie media. I've played through this game a few dozen times at least, and each time I found a new little joke or new reference that made me smile. And it doesn't hurt that I'm old enough to remember playing the old versions of Oregon Trail in school, and this is very much just a better version of that. And this is the kind of rather quick game that you might play when you're frustrated with something else. Like you're playing Elden Ring, for example, and you're frustrated with a particular boss, so you finally quit. So you fire up Oregon Trail to relax a little bit, recharge your batteries, maybe chuckle a little bit. Maybe you make it to the West Coast, maybe your whole party dies. It doesn't particularly matter. But you'll be relaxed, refreshed, and ready to go back to throwing yourself at whatever it was you were throwing yourself at. Please do subscribe, comment, like, and tell your friends.